A little better, a little better. Um, we probably should have just gone back after Dragon. We did not need to engage. Not too sure how that all happened. Hmm. We are tracking Dragon, which is good. Something I don't think we did game one. I don't even think we ever got a chance to get timers of Dragon. The game was just so lopsided. Let's take a look at CS. 62 middle against 60. That's still pretty even. 44 cog bottom against 68 with Graves. So Graves is still ahead. Riven 54, Pantheon 52. So Seth is actually doing really well in CS compared to his opponent in the lane. Pantheon does have 2 kills though.
You have slain an enemy.
We have Eric with an early Oracles though, and we are doing a decent job of maintaining wards on the map, so this eventually turns the tide for us. So I love placing a ward here as middle, or here, and same thing on the other side. Here, or here. It all just depends on who the jungler is, what their behavior's been throughout the game. I know that they have Shyvana, so I'd rather ward our jungle entrance just to make sure they're in check. Ult for an ult? I'll take that, I suppose. So we have Shyvana coming in, and thanks to the ward coverage, they noticed that ahead of time. That GP ult was a little preemptive because nobody was going in for it. If they wanted to fight, they could have called that on TeamSpeak and try to make something happen. But also, all the CC is going on Shyvana, which isn't appropriate.
You have slain an enemy.
The stun should have gone on Graves at the start. Exhaust should have gone on Graves. And I think if those things had happened, they could have easily turned around and tried to fight, focusing Graves. But that wasn't the case. I had Ari being bad Ari trying to fight me. It was pretty uneventful. I just kept baiting her all game into deaths.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I feel tempted to go in, but I'm too low. I'm too low to stick around. Especially with double buffs. $73 to $79, $670 to $74. So Tim's catching up. I think that has to do with them taking bottom turret and just backing off. Soraka's roaming. I have no idea where Graves is. He's also roaming. That's just something of low-level gameplay. Like, just because you take the turret down does not mean you start roaming and let your opponents in the lane free farm. Again, GP's Oracle paying off. Definitely a great investment that we had early in the game. And in mid, we have 81 to 80. So Ari is surprisingly staying close in CS. And that in part has to do with my poor CS this game. And that's a free kill. That's Ari sticking around when she should have been trying to get away in the first place. So it's 5v4. Dragon just spawned. We do a really good job of, you know, going after it. So it should have gone straight to Dragon, so that delays us a little bit. But we do get it eventually. We do eventually get Dragon Timers. I would have liked to see Max be on top of that. So we're actually really early on Dragon the next time around because 25 was called. But it's actually, this was the accurate time, but it was actually 25:45, not 24. So for the next Dragon we sit around not doing much for a little bit, and it actually gets a little crazy. You'll see why. Looking at items real quick, I bought my early game items, 2 Dorans and Sorcerer Shoes, and now I'm going for a Zonya's. I love that as the first big item on Morgana because it lets me ult into any number of crowds and then just use that, and it's a free ult stun. It's a great way to initiate as Morgana, and you know, when you know the team is probably going to rely on you to do, you know, smart initiates, you know, it's a good item to go on or to go with. So we have their blue warded. We want to take it. GP is eventually making his way there. Tarek is coming to help, but they seem to have this brush warded because they knew I was there. So good job on them for having that warded and you know, taking a break on blue instead of risking the fire. For V3, just run away to live another day. I believe I call for a set to push top hard at this point. They have all 5 at mid.
Enemy killing spree. Your turret has been destroyed.
Tim should have been helping defend mid with me, but I think at the end of the day we still would have lost it. But yeah, shouldn't have been chasing. We don't get top. So they're actually ahead early on. They have 2 towers on us. Actually, I don't know if they are ahead because we did get Dragon. But if not ahead, they're definitely on par. CS is, you know, not that big of a difference. Riven is pulling away now by Pantheon from Pantheon, and I am pulling away from Ari. Kog'Maw is pulling away from Graves. So I guess I could say we're probably tied. We're probably tied at this point in the game because they do have 2 turrets on us, but our CS is starting to pick up. What really impressed me this game though was our coordination for team fights. I think that's where the tide was turned. Um, the other team makes some poor
An enemy has
calls
been
as well,
slain.
which we take advantage of. Sorry, I missed his bottom kill. So our HP bars were blocking the view of his, so I couldn't actually see where Pantheon was on HP, or else I wouldn't have blown Ignite, but apparently he was really low after Riven's ult. So, plus we had GP ult on top of that, so I wish I didn't blow Ignite, but it was still a good kill.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I have Zhonya's at this point, so far so good. Oh, and we got our first tower of the game, so good job on Seth for getting that. And definitely putting us in the lead at this point. Said TP to the ward to help us with Dragon, but as I mentioned earlier, we actually had the timer wrong. It's 25:45, so we have to sit around a while doing nothing. I believe Sed wants to go defend his turret, so he goes back to top. But he's already at Dragon. He might as well like go kill Wraiths, maybe hit the middle a little bit. He really should be around though. He should not have gone to top. So we engage in a fight that does not go as well as we would have hoped for. And it could have been a 5v4 had Sed been around.
Killing spree.
To make the matters worse, he also dies.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
We lose 4 people. 4 for 1. That went very poor for us. Again, it could have been a 5v4. Cedric really should have been around. That was really unfortunate. We lose Dragon as well. That, I mean, I think that actually puts the game back in their favor at this point. We do take Dragon, like I said. With Zhonya's, I do ult in and guarantee myself at least 1 kill. I do manage to GTF. I fake bottom, go middle. They do get the second top turret. So I think it's safe to say that they're slightly in the lead. Let's see, 114, 131, 135, 107. So Ahri makes her first move of the game here. She ults, tries to hit me. And she's been so bad up to this point that I expected to just stand there. And I throw like a bind straight at her and she jukes it with her ult. I was like, wow, she actually did something good. So, I died there. Had I not expected her to just be bad all the time, then I would have saved the bind for something more obvious when her ult was on cooldown. But yeah, she kills me. We see that they go to Baron. We do a decent job of converging. Tim almost gets caught. He finds his way, fortunately. Tarek is slowly making his way there. But at least we're distracting them. There's no reason all 4 of them should have stopped doing Baron. One of them would have been sufficient enough to scare Kog'Maw away. At that point, they've taken a fair amount of damage from Baron, so I call out for them to initiate ASAP. And as you can see, they're not even trying to attack Tim, so he just goes all out on them. And that's what